what a foul smell. Welcome to the harbor! Marané's nose wrinkles as she uselessly fans her face. The docks swell with people. Some play dice while waiting around, others repair nets or gut fish, but the vast majority form a swarm that hides most of a large vessel from sight. What's going on there? Foreign flag flies at half-mast. That Thean ship is... Cries in a language you don't understand announce a resounding splash. Wooden creaks and the dragging of chains form a disastrous cacophony. The mast, the only part of the vessel you can see clearly, is swaying wildly. Is falling apart. Oh no. I mean... It's going down. I don't want to feel helpless watching it happen, so I'm just gonna go. A small band of sailors runs over to the sinking ship and you make way for them. The voice should guide you, like it spoke to you after seeing Silas's morphed shadows, but it is silent as you roam the dockyard. Occasionally, something at the edge of your vision grabs your attention. There are several people whose shadows dance instead of mirroring their movements. You observe them from afar, but nothing else seems amiss. Are the whispers not supposed to tell you what to do? Where's the guidance now that you need it? What did you need from here again? I don't know. If we're to come back, I'll prepare perfumed scarves. You hate the smell that much? Your search is fruitless, for now. Well, shit. You decide to celebrate Marané's return with a visit to the Rose. You're paying, right, miss? Someone will have to. And that someone is you, right? Marané relents with an eye roll. The Rose is a familiar sight by now. In the corner, Alpheon is lounging on a sofa with his lute. The notes of his song and the voices merge together in the back of your head, pleasant and buzzing. You hang your cloak and throw a glance at the mezzanine, blissfully empty. Time for the assorted roast. Silas marches. Silas! That's right, I remembered. Ow, fuck, I just hit my hand on the mic. Hopefully that wasn't super fucking loud. I remembered, it's Silas, not Silas. Oopsie doopsie. Silas marches towards the counter with purpose, leaving you alone with Marané. Do you think she'll ever care about anything more pressing than her dinner? I mean, dinner's pretty pressing. She doesn't hide her contempt. I mean... No, and that's fine. I need someone like her in my life. Someone that reminds me... That reminds you of what mortals want and need. That reminds you when it's time to eat. I'm honestly surprised you managed to appease a soul despite Silas's constant harping about the most banal and mundane things. I couldn't have done it without her. You're really harsh on her, and for what? She does have her uses. What a cynical way to look at people. Sheesh. If Silas were an honest woman, I would have no qualms about her, but she's not. Liars, thieves, and swindlers make for poor company. Silas returns right in that moment, but her eager smile quickly clouds once she sees Marané's frown. Thought we were here to celebrate? You thought correctly. Then why does it look like you just ate a lemon? Marané forces a smile on her face, but it's more threatening than anything. Better. She is the first to head to the mezzanine, and after exchanging a glance with Silas, you follow her. From your vantage point, you have a full view of the stained glass windows that give the Rose its name. The forced smile on Marané's face is turned into a frown, one Silas is meeting with silence instead of a barb. You have the feeling that this celebration will be a repeat of the very first dinner you spent at the Rose with Marané and Silas. It's up to you to salvage it. Oh no, we're fucked. I love that I can either address it or just be like, it's so nice to be here. I mean, I'm curious, but also I'm afraid that this is just gonna make things worse. But also, this is not gonna help literally anything, and that would have been my other choice. So, hey, why the fuck do you two hate each other? Why do you two dislike each other so much? The miss has never been hungry one day in her life, and it shows. And you, Silas, have been blessed with a myopic view of the world and an even more limited understanding of the people in it. Says you? Oh, God. Alfion's song comes to an end, and the patrons below you clap politely and ask for encores. They're gonna get into a fucking full-blown fight if I don't keep an eye on this. Hey, so I was hoping that we could all, like, maybe kind of enjoy our time together. That would be cool. Once food arrives, I will. Marané's nostrils flare. You brace yourself for the inevitable barb, but it never comes. Silas, please take no offense in my question. I'm simply curious. Her tone is as neutral as it can be. Why is it that dinner is such a momentous occasion for you? Silas looks at her blankly. You're always excited about it. I would assume probably because it doesn't always happen for you, right? That seems like the obvious answer there. Boy, oh boy, class differences. Whew. I don't get to have it very often. But you have a salary now, an honest job, and a roof over your head. Yeah, up until you take it away. The roof, I mean. And why would I do that? That's just how your kind works. You know what? I'm just gonna let this play out for now, actually. You know very little of who I am. Indagatrix Emerita of the halls, third of the council, hand of the order, and brilliance of the school by the ether, whatever. To you these are meaningless titles, a string of words with no meaning, but they are my life's accomplishments, my great work. Luxuries and freedom can be taken away. Am I not the proof of that? But knowledge can't. And I know I do not understand much of how the city works, thus I rely on you. I have no shame in admitting that. Silas doesn't quite know how to answer all that. Without your presence, the safe house would languish, empty and abandoned, for I have no use for it. You give it purpose. Yeah, no, I think I'll just leave that. Silas looks at you, lost on what to say, but the face she makes is a mirror of your own. Did I make myself clear? Not really. I will not remove you from the safe house. You have my word. Nice. Nice. The stairs creak, announcing the presence of the innkeeper. Delicious wafts of aroma leave the assorted roast he places on the table. Is everything alright here? Peachy! Unconvinced, he grunts in acknowledgement and returns downstairs. What a polite way to let me know I had lost my composure. Silas is already devouring the dinner. With her taken by the food and Marané flustered by the outburst, it doesn't take long for the evening to come to an end. We're walking you to the halls, miss. For free? Wouldn't want to let you loose in the city when you don't know the way. Marané grins. So you did listen. We're bonding. Once you drift among the sweet waves of slumber, the abyss rouses to speak to you. What once was a pinnacle now cries alone, where light does not reach. Shunned by mortals, it sings for you. For me? Huh? Cool, good, excellent. Silas didn't have any nightmares during the night, but you're no less worried. Words of the abyss stay with you as you get dressed. Something, pale imitation of life, is trying to reach out for you. Morning. The sun's first light is heralded by the echo of several bells. The city wakes together. You've established a small morning routine with Silas. A visit to the outhouse, a stop by the well. The miss is coming today as well, right? I think so. Sweet. When Marané arrives, she's accompanied by a savory smell. Fuck yeah! You brought little oranges? Silas rummages through the basket still hanging on Marané's arm. Couldn't you at least pretend to have manners? Silas takes out a small ball coated in breadcrumbs, orange in color. Definitely not fruit. When she bites into it, she reveals the filling of rice and vegetables. Oh yeah! Oh man, that sounds so good! Oh fuck, I'm drooling. Apparently not. Once you're done eating, Marané clears her throat. I might have not been entirely forthcoming with you yesterday. Silas, this is your new home. Nothing is changing for you. Alright. However, I made arrangements for a different accommodation for you, Zara. A room has been secured for you at the refrain. The what? Situated in the middle of the heart, the guest house of the halls is concealed from prying eyes by a magical ward. Oh! One wing of the building doesn't seem to be used. Does it exist at all, or merely an illusion? What? I mean, I think it should be obvious if it exists or not, right? House Vani. Coat of arms of House Vani makes generous use of four-leafed flowers. Originally the Lord Protectors of the Isle of Fiorea, the house has moved to Carolise, leaving the ancestral villa to languish. Only the eccentric heir Valerico is left to oversee it with it. Oh, is that the place that we broke into? I'm pretty sure that was it. I guess I failed to read this when it came up. Excerpt from a letter to Miss Legrand. Sibelia told me you ridiculed Lady Vani over dinner, and I know they are one dead away from dissolving the house, but do try to sweeten your barbs when it comes to them. The heir still has to send me the second half of the translation I requested, and I'd hate for him to deny me because of a slight on your part. Wow. Voice of... what the fucking fuck is all this? Castled on heirloom. Excerpt from the diary of one of the owners of the Hand of Piety, written a Havidian. Wretch came back again with her conspiratorial giggling. Sat and smiled as she revealed to me all that she had learned about the soul of the past. Schluck, smite her where she stands, or give me the strength to endure her. She left with her pretty earrings still dangling on her neck, but lamenting hunger. It won't be long until the full set finds its way into my hands. Quite like the golden vines, but the cameos will have to be replaced. House Castledon must not be known for the beauty of its women or their wits. Jesus Christ. Okay, fuck. Shit. It's absolutely scathing. Voice of regret. Whisper instills urgency in you. They will all die, squeezed for their sweat, prized like the donkey is for its work, not for its being. Yeesh. Voice of terror. Depths ensnare their thoughts, weaken their will, poison their souls. Behold the ancient horror, the mistake, the unwanted. Consumed by grief, it will destroy us all. Delightful. That all sounds fantastic. I'm so optimistic for whatever the fuck is yet to come. Okay. Never heard of it. For a reason, it's a guest house managed by the halls. Magically... fuck. Shit. Fuck. Magically concealed to protect those within. It's my way to keep you safe after you breach the wards, but it depends on your cooperation. Okay, but, so, forgive me for being apprehensive about it, but... I understand your fears very well. Why don't we pay the refrain a visit? You'll be able to see for yourself. And get kidnapped by those freaks in blue in the process? For your sake, I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Haha. The colorful squalor of the eastern hold turns into splendor past the twin bridges. For once, I have no idea where to go. Bring us to Autry's Rest. I should be able to find my way once we're there. Aye, aye. She leads you from one alley to the other. One of them has a small group of people gathered around a doorstep. They're all in various states of underdress with loosened blouses or no shirts. Your presence, or is it Marané's, elicits fearful whispers. Just passing through, we're not interested. She marches past them, hand-waving her concerns away. Did you just lead us past a brothel? The name is Pillow House, and yeah, it's the shortest way to... While not quite as sacred in Eniseta, prostitution in Carolis is under the protection of the Lady of the Prime, who supplies the pillow houses with lambskin and silphium. Outside of the regulations imposed by a guild, pillow houses are free to set their own prices and practices. New ones quickly replace those that go out of business. Okay, I was just making sure that I didn't miss anything at the top. She makes a grand gesture to the square opening up before you, watched over by Autry's statue. Marané looks above her shoulder for a moment before searching for the citadel in the distance. Follow me. It's a short walk from here. You said the refrain is magically concealed? Indeed. You will not see it until I make it known to you. Ugh. The sun-drenched streets of Carolis are speckled with red geraniums and the late delicate blooms of orange trees. Marané approaches such a tree, but when you blink... What just happened? Oh, what the fuck? The view shifted in front of your eyes, revealing the fenced courtyard of a foreign-looking palace. Exquisitely dark shadows hide under the arches, topped by a belfry without a bell. Welcome to the refrain. Marané takes a heavy key from her belt and unlocks the gate. Was this place hiding under my nose all this time? Mind your volume while you're here. We are not alone. Silas frowns and purses her lips together. The foyer is surprisingly austere, dominated as it is by a wooden flight of steps polished to shine. To the side, an open door reveals a banquet hall similarly elegant in its simplicity. Ooh! Silas looks at the walls, adorned with bas-reliefs of the goddess's sun, and traces the symbol of the dawn in the air. Looks nothing like I imagined. The first floor is bathed in natural light. Rows of identical doors flank the carpeted hallway. It's this one. She pushes the door open and lets you catch the first glimpse. Ooh! Nice. The room prepared for you is small but does not feel cramped. An ornate divider hides the head of the bed from sight. I like it. What's in the... You gotta peek in all the drawers and cupboards and shit. You simply have to. It's empty. I should remedy that. You know, it's not half bad. Dare I say it's nice. And it's fit for a miss. What? What happens to the safe house? Nothing in regards to that will change. Silas is free to live there for as long as she pleases. Marané approaches the painting hung by the bed and flips it. Behind it, a hole in the wall has a rope passing through and a small bell. What's that? Marané, whoa, rings the bell. A moment later, the ropes begin to move. If I understood the mechanism correctly, this should bring boiled water and some herbs very soon. So there's a mage stuck downstairs whose only job is to make drinks? That can't be right. I'll be frank, I do not know who prepares this. The echo of a small bell rings in the hollow of the wall, and the pulley system brings up a tray with 3 steaming cups of water and several bundles of herbs. How do they know we're 3 in here? Marané places the tray on the desk and puts the painting back in place. I mean, they could probably hear us from the hole. Now I really want to know who they are. Marané shakes her head and dips a bundle of mint into her cup. Zara, take the lemon balm. Silas could probably use the chamomile. There aren't enough chairs for 3, and Silas refuses the drink. Okay, well, I want to look around. I can, right? If I stay quiet? As long as you behave like a guest should. I will. I'll hang out. The Tisane? Is it? Hold on. What is that? I have absolutely no fucking clue what that means. Tisane? Oh, it's a type of tea. Uh-huh. Herbal teas, also known as tisane. Tisane? Hold on, how the fuck do you say this? Am I saying this right? Pronunciation. Tisane. I was saying it right initially, more or less. Sick as fuck. Tisane is too warm to be consumed immediately, so you take some time to observe the room. I hope you find it to your liking. I do. It's very nice. I'm glad to hear that. It's not as remote as the Eastern Hold, and the district is safer at night. A voice on the other side of the door catches your attention, as does Silas's cry. Oh, fuck. Marané rolls her eyes and opens the door. You recognize the man talking with Silas. He was the one that found you in the wheat field of the halls.
Ascanio. It's unlike you to be late.
Late? Did I not tell you you were expected at the 11th hour?
It's not even the 10th yet.
Forgive me for being eager to learn more of the Hall's best-kept secret.
One I am sure you will keep.
The threat in his voice is not veiled in the slightest, but that doesn't faze Marané.
Miss, I am happy to answer your questions about your new accommodation.
He seems to be the seneschal keeper of the guest house. Didn't even properly introduce himself. What the fuck is the deal with this? Why the halls want to protect me? Oh, he glares at her.
You breached the wards. It would be tragic if something happened to you before she learned how you managed it.
Oh, okay, so I'm just a little guinea pig, a test right now? Cool, tight.
No, ask the real question.
What? Huh? What? What real question? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh. Who lives in the wall? Am I the only, guest at the moment?
Am I the only guest at the moment?
I am not at liberty to divulge that information.
Coward. He bows curtly.
I should show you around. Follow me.
The interior of the... Oh man, I left my tea too long. Now it's fucking not hot anymore. Interior of the refrain isn't as big as the outside would suggest. Ascanio shows you where you can find the washroom and privy and walks you downstairs to list the simple menu offered in the dining hall.
I will return to my study. Try and maintain a modicum of decorum while you are in the shared areas.
His study is on the opposite end of the banquet hall. As soon as the doors closed, Silas puffs out air.
Does everyone in the halls treat a conversation like a fight they need to win? Not everyone.
Is that... I mean, y'all sure don't seem like friends. What does he do here? I believe his interest lies in the way alchemy manipulates the ether. What does that mean? Ask him yourself if you're so eager to know. Marané hands you the key to your room. I'm afraid I must take my leave as well. Oh, so soon? With the solstice coming, the council meets more often. I'll see you tomorrow outside the gates. She curtsies and leaves. What does the solstice have to do with the council? The halls are involved with the festival. That's all I know. Silas looks around the foyer. I still find this place strange, but it's really nice. Won't you be lonely on your own? A bit, but now I can steal your mattress and have double the bed. Besides, I'll visit every day to make sure you're alive and whatnot. Bring you breakfast, maybe? Aw, I forgot about the descents. They're probably cold by now. Wanna go back upstairs, or... I think I'll go to the temple. Your search of the harbor was fruitless without the voice to guide you. You need some kind of direction, and you found it at the temple. And the ancient horror isn't the only plague of Carolis. How many peasants are falling to the blood death? Enough that someone should give it a proper name. Let me come with you. Yahoo! You've been waiting for the temple for some hours. Silas is long gone, and people trickle in asking for your services at a slow pace. One such person is a stocky man with a downturned mouth. When he sees you, his eyes grow large and scared, and he crushes the roll of parchment in his hands. Miss Sarah, you're... He bolts away before finishing his sentence, possessed by unholy terror at your sight. Excuse me, the fuck? I mean... Wait? Your command echoes in the temple, but does not reach him. Oh, sorry. Few of the priests glare at you and you raise your hands in apology. The man was the first to recognize you, and he was afraid. Well, that's not good. Who the fuck? Dude, was I a badass? Did I, like, kill people? Did I strike fear into the hearts of people? Because that's sick. He did call you Miss. Coupled with the clothes that were left for you, it does paint a picture. One too vague for your liking. Is everything alright? Brother Mattia approaches your counter with a bowl in hand. The fragrant, savory smell of fried fennel flowers tickles your nose. You've been here for hours. You should eat something. He places the bowl on the counter and nudges it in your direction. Thank you. The salt-sprinkled flowers are crunchy and delicious. Brother Mattia leans over the counter with a smile. This could be the perfect chance to learn more about the goddess. I probably shouldn't be so forward in asking about the false sun, right? But at the same time, is it weird to not have knowledge of the ladies? You know? Whatever. I'm gonna go with my gut. Something inside you recoils like a wounded snake. If Brother Mattia notices, he doesn't let you know. I'd be happy to answer them. What does Dawn do for the people? She instills us with a spark of warmth, of hope, of action. I believe she's touched you as well. You offer your services here. You've aided and will aid countless people, all in her name. Thank you, brother. Do you remember the favor I asked of you? Of course. Totally. It definitely hasn't been like 2.5 weeks since I played this last, and I definitely 100% remember what you're talking about. You show him a list you keep in your drawer, one that tracks all the funerary notices you're asked to write. Oh, good. Okay. Here you are. He gives it a quick read. They all come from the lands of House Rizzo. The coat of arms of House Rizzo is framed by flames, prominently features a burning branch. Children born in the lands of House Rizzo are gifted incense by the house and keep it pristine until the time of death, when it's burned outside the house. It doesn't really actually tell me a whole lot about them. Although the coat of arms is really painting a picture. Oh, we got an entry for this guy. Note tucked into a leather case. Your scout scares the novices. Here, a gift to remedy that. Spectacles with tinted lenses to shield your eyes from brightness. In a style that won't pinch your nose. Do show me how they look on you. Wait, so maybe they are friends? It sure didn't sound that... Oh no, I need to stop scratching my tattoo. Fuck. It sure didn't sound that way, though. right? Like their conversation felt extremely hostile, but maybe that's just how they're friendly with each other. I don't fucking know. He folds the list and hides it in his robe. I think I know who to ask for assistance. Thank you again for your service, Sarah, and don't let the food get cold. You take another fennel flower just in time for an old couple to approach you. Death, you read and write of so much death. The occasional love message is welcome, and so are celebrations of births and weddings. Love and Carolise. Oh, this is a whole religion, huh? Whack. Conversation between friends. You discarded all subtlety, Yetter. It was painful to witness. For you, perhaps, Fernando seemed to like my forwardness. Be forward to him in private, then, the next time. What makes you think he's interested? He did mention a hearth. Yeah, one you do not belong to. I can't imagine he'd discard his beloveds for you. Not discard them. I could be a new ember lit by his sizzling flame. May Michael forgive your dreadful poetry. Death in Carolise. Obelisk in the middle of the cemetery in Carolise records notable deaths, those of nobles, wealthy merchants, scholars, and bishops. Cemeteries in the countryside have an obelisk of their own, reserved for the noble house that owns the land. Mage usually manipulates the earth and buries the beloved of dusk under a bed of flowers without touching the body. Those that can't afford the services of the halls use shovels and sprinkle seeds over the fresh mounds. Oh, that's nice. Then a familiar face graces you. Aha! Hello again, miss. It's the sailor with the same nightmare as Silas. How are you doing? Grimaces and slides the letter over the counter. Feel much better once I know what this says. My dearest Quirrent, it's with a heavy heart that I give you this grievous news. His eyes turn wide and unblinking. Water overflows in you. A sailor, perhaps. Your route spells doom unless you root yourself in water's enemy, Earth. Wouldn't water's enemy be fire? What a fucking hack, dude. You frown. For 1 gold piece. Sir, this is a fucking scam. No, keep reading. This Lady of Dreams wants to be paid to rebalance your humors. She can do that? I'm not the only one with the nightmares. I could get the other pitch in. Sir, please? But she's right. She's right about the water. When I wake up, tears fill my eyes, but they do not sting. Cry not because I'm scared, but to rid myself of the water overflowing in me. You mull over the words in front of you. Your route spells doom? That's what she said, yes. Can you tell me, right before the nightmares started, you were on a vessel, correct? Where was it bound? I was on a ship back from Lagustica, and no, nothing remarkable happened during the journey. Sea Republic on the Anisitan Peninsula. Lagustica is titled The Domineering after the might of its navy. Its austere flag depicts a white field sliced by red lines. Its rivalry with Dogado is legendary, and the two sea powers know that crossing paths with one another means a skirmish is inevitable. Oops. You've never heard that name before? You know how it goes, right? The Vidians sell things to us and we resell them to others. Lagustica is a sea republic like Dogado, but on the opposite side of the peninsula, closer to Thea. Sea Republic on the Anisitan Peninsula. Dogado trades with all major powers of the Middle Sea. Its flag depicts a winged lion with a halo holding the Book of the Law. Dogado is famous for the masks worn by the nobility to conceal their faces and for their theriac, said to be the most potent of the Middle Sea due to a closely guarded secret ingredient. Interesting. Your shipmates to and from Lagustica, do they also share the nightmare? That's right, 20 sailors, 1 nightmare. Can I say, miss, that it's nice to finally be taken seriously. He struggled to convince the sailor that sending money to this Lady of Dreams would not help him in the slightest, but he eventually relented. That's good. 20 sailors, 1 nightmare. One that's managed to spread to Silas as well. Speak of the devil, she's outside waiting for you. Right along face. I know what to do. And that makes you grumpy? No, convincing someone not to fall for the Lady of Dreams made me grumpy. Peasants dying once they leave the countryside, a place they leave nevertheless. They will all die, squeezed for their sweat, priced like the donkey is for its work, not for its being. Sailors struck with nightmares that defy comprehension. Behold the ancient horror, the mistake, the unwanted, consumed by grief, it will destroy us all. Voices of the dead pull you in both directions. Let's go to Ligustica. I want to get on a ship. Why? Whatever's causing the nightmares lives in the sea or on the route to Ligustica. Silas looks at you for a moment, lost. Is that why I have those nightmares too? I believe so. And your solution is to board a ship to Ligustica? I mean, yeah. How much of a bad idea is it? Unless you have a better suggestion. She taps her chin. I know someone who might be able to help. The dockmaster isn't as stuffy as his title would make you think. The opposite, actually. He knows everything there is to know about the harbor. Would he be willing to listen to me? Silas beats on her chest. I guarantee it. Wait, didn't you say that the cause of the nightmares is at the bottom of the sea? Lady of Dawn, save us all. It's a siren. Oh my god. They're real? Oh no, I'm so fucked. I'm gonna die. There's no way I don't die to a siren. So what do you know about sirens? Not much. They're old sailors' tales, but if you say they're real... She sucks in a deep breath. Do you remember that Thean ship that was falling apart? Do you think... It's possible the siren could have destroyed it. That would mean it does come up to the surface. Silas shudders. Another good reason to never step foot onto one of those traps. Can I ask, why do you want to help so badly? Someone has to. Silas tries to conceal her smile. And someone needs to keep you alive, so I guess I'll come with you. I appreciate it. She elbows your side with a grin. Do you need to... Wait, you have the refrain now. I mean, we can still walk together. I'd like that. The streets coil around the hills Carolise was built on, sloping towards the sea. Do you have any plans for the festival? The solstice festival, right? She nods enthusiastically. It's in a fortnight or so. The halls will summon this big ball of fire in the sky so that the day can last throughout the night. That's the everlasting prime. How long does the festival last? 5 whole days! It's a great excuse to dance and drink. It's also the time of year when the council decides if any merchants get to become nobles, so the bigwigs-to-be try to impress everybody with free stuff. Aw, sick! She pinches her blouse. I got this beauty a couple of years ago from a festival. You reach the gates of the refrain, visible to you two, but not anybody around you. Enjoy the new room. Don't get turned into a frog. Croak, croak. Her cheeks swell with laughter. You bid her farewell and watch her saunter off. When you pass through the gates, the shadows all around you reverberate for a brief moment. That must be the magical ward that guards the refrain from the eyes of the populace. Your stomach twists when your eyes fall upon the sunbursts engraved in the foyer. A sudden, uncomfortable feeling in your chest makes you tense like a bowstring. Why? What? That's not the false sun, is it? That can't be right. Right? You avert your eyes from the blooming suns on the wall and reach your room. Weird. What the fuck? The Tisson's Marané made are still there. Amber colored and cold. Oh, my tea's super cold now too. Fuck. You lock the door and take a moment to soak it all in. I mean, I like this room. The entryway seems to suck as far as our vibes go, but I like the room itself. You're alone for the first time in a long time. Something slips away from you. The need to listen, to talk, to engage. In this little space, you're allowed to simply be. You take the small tinder box on the desk and light the lone candle. Quiet is conducive to thought. Ooh, what books we got? A leather-bound journal lies on top of the small pile. The pages rustle like leaves, and you wonder if they're meant for you. The other 2 volumes are a lean tome titled The Art of Poetry and a collection of tales from foreign countries. Sick, nice, these are good options. You open the latter to see Valerico Vanni's familiar name on the preface. This must be one of the works he's translated. Who is it? You receive no answer. A sealed envelope slides into the room from under the door. Okay. The wax seal of the letter glitters like stars in the sky and is stamped with an ornate M. When you turn the envelope, a message appears on the back. My dear Zara, as the sun sets, I long for company and my heart aches for you. What? Open the envelope to accept my invitation. Huh? Marané? What? Hey? What? Why is everybody flirting with me all of a sudden? Curious, you break the seal. Blue smoke clouds your vision and fills your nostrils with a sweet scent. You almost call the shadows to your aid when...
You made it.
Oh? Marané is waiting for you by an impossibly still pool filled with starlight.
I knew it would work.
Are we in the halls?
Veils flutter in the air between columns of white marble that seem to gleam just like the stars behind them. There are no candles lighting the space, yet you can see her clearly. No breeze caresses your cheek, yet the veils still dance.
Welcome to my quarters.
Wow, okay. In the distance, on the horizon, a great fire scorches the sky and tinges it with its hues. This is fucking sick as hell, dude!
Why, thank you.
She approaches one of the sofas, a brass marble lined with plush velvet.
Take a seat.
Oh! Cute! When you do, your reflection greets you from a mirror right in front of you. It wasn't there a second ago, and neither was the beautiful comb lying next to you. She walks around the sofa. You still your breath once she's behind you. The mirror is your only way to look at her.
Why so tense?
You release the breath you were holding. The air carries her scent, intoxicating like that of a rare flower. With a smile, she raises the jeweled comb, making it gleam in the bright night of her quarters.
May I?
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yes! It's the first time someone's touched you so delicately. Marané's fingers run through your hair, getting caught only at the ends. Her eyes are locked with your reflection, with your own.
There is no need to obfuscate what we say in here.
Okay. She lifts a lock of hair. The comb runs lightly through it, as if gliding.
While sequestered in here, I pored over my mentor's journals. I don't believe I ever told you much about him.
She didn't. You only know that he was among those that sacrificed themselves for you.
Fernando was his name, and he always told me that with my beauty, I could have made a fine successor to his legacy as Grand Advisor. I chose the path of the scholar instead.
She is looking in the mirror, but her eyes focus past you, into her memories.
That created a rift between us. one we never mended. Nevertheless, our relationship remained cordial. Perhaps it's because of that distance that I never realized the depth of his madness.
How so?
He learned that on the precipice of death, drenched in his own blood, he could hear the voice of the abyss.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
His reckless pursuits didn't end sooner only because he wasn't alone in chasing them. He belonged to a coven, one he handed over to Sister Anne.
She hasn't come looking for me yet.
If what old Fernando wrote is correct, she won't. Not until you plunge into the abyss and emerge one with its purpose.
Oh, good, great. Her eyes lower.
Only when the false sun drowns in blood will the darkest hour come.
What? What does this mean? She observes your reaction in the mirror.
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah.
When the abyss speaks to me in my dreams, it calls me the destroyer of the false sun.
Thus the bringer of the darkest hour.
Only when the false sun drowns in blood will the darkest hour come, she told you.
The false sun is the goddess. Of that I'm sure.
This is your first time seeing Marané's resolve falter once she's faced with what the future might hold. Carnage, destruction, change. I mean, the future was always gonna hold change, baby. I don't know about this. I don't know that I give a shit about the will of the abyss. I don't wish to oppose her, really.
Not when she does so much good for...
Once again, your stomach twists. Sudden chill makes you grind your teeth. The feeling is gone just as suddenly as it overcame you.
I see.
Silence falls between you, and Marané resumes combing your hair. Whenever she tilts her head, her earrings jingle like little bells. The comb gently wades through your hair, helped by her nimble fingers. This sounds so fucking nice. Holy shit.
It breaks my heart to disturb your peace, but I was hoping you could lend me your ear about something else.
Of course.
The faint trace of a smile makes her lips curl.
According to the halls, magic must have a price. It is a rarity, a closely guarded secret. If magic were to be freely performed, the peasant would not work the land. The mage would do it for them. The mason would not carve marble. The mage would do it for them.
I mean, I think that's bold of you to assume, but okay. She puts the comb down to look at you through the mirror.
The halls do not want people to depend on them. They are to live their lives by their own merits, finding solace in the ladies, not in the succor magic could provide. What are your thoughts on that?
Terrible fucking execution of a lofty ideal.
The real tragedy is that I can't think of a better way to put such ideals into practice. I have long been pursuing knowledge for its own sake. What would it take for us to harness the Aether in service of the city?
A great upheaval. The destruction of the halls.
Oh shit. Enough blood to drown the entire city and the false sun with it.
An upheaval you could bring forth. But enough about gluten. Tonight I want to indulge in only the sweetest of possibilities.
I'm so confused about what the goal is now. She leans forward to collect the hair that spills over your chest. Pressed against you, you're enveloped by her scent. Perfume so intoxicating that you breathe in a mouthful more to have it linger on your tongue. Marané seems pleased with your reaction and collects your hair at the nape.
Beautiful.
Her eyes are locked with yours in the mirror. She twists the locks with care, forming a knot pinned in place by the comb.
Don't you think?
She reaches for your chin and guides your head to the left. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
You can keep the comb.
Okay.
I will treasure it, just like the time we spent together.
Unfortunately, I must retire for the night.
You stand up and she takes your side, eager to clutch your hands in hers.
We shall meet like this again soon, my dearest friend.
Blue smoke envelops you. When you open your eyes, you're back at the refrain. The moon shines bright in the sky and the cicada's song accompanies the night. Whew! That night, the darkness of your dreams splits to reveal the voice of the abyss. The light of the prodigal one taints the abyss, displeases it. May your darkest hour flood radiance with blood and bring forth the reckoning. What? Who is the prodigal one? Once you bring its name back to their lips, the prodigal one shall cower and be in awe of its truth. Okay, thanks for the continual non-answers. Oh my fucking god. Get a room! I did it. The distant tolling of bells makes you stir awake. Beyond the window, the sky is about to lose its stars to the rising sun. You unlock the door with care, trying to make as little noise as you can. Instead of going out to a fountain or a well, the refrain has an indoor washroom, and you head there. It's at the end of the hallway. A drape flutters in the entrance, lit on the other side by the first light of morning. The tub is empty, and a small recess in the wall nestles a small handbell, same as the one hidden by the painting in your room. Eager to refresh yourself, you ring it. Oh! Magic surges from the corners of the room and waver bubbles in the tub where nothing previously was. This is magic of the halls, manipulation of the aether, and yet you saw the shadows deepen. Why? You beckon them forward and they coil around you, eager to serve but unable to explain. Marané might know something about it. You should ask her. With a hum, you touch the steaming water. It's the perfect temperature. Refreshed, you head downstairs. The banquet hall is deserted, and you have yet to see a servant. I personally, I would be cool with that. Glad to have some privacy in the morning. The suns begin its race for the apex, and it drenches the bleached facade of the refrain with its light. The shadows quiver once you cross the gates and leave the magically warded area. Around you, the city's waking up. Waste is dumped in the canal. Bakeries open their doors to sell the still steaming bread that took all night to prepare, and the wells collect a crowd of their own. Nobody approaches you, but you do receive a few curious glances. Then the shadows coalesce into a human shape in the corner of your eye. Jesus Christ, you scared me. Well met. Atri emerges from the darkness. Fresh blood stains her knuckles and she wipes them on her ragged pants. Atri, what are you doing here? She raises her hood slightly to look above your shoulder. What does she see? The refrain or the illusion? Wanted to talk to you. That place was locking me out, but I can see through the ward now. Oh. Yeah, that's the refrain. Never heard of it. It belongs to the halls. It's a guest house. Guest house? Thought they exclusively dealt with prisons. I'm free to leave whenever I want. Why do they want you in? Oh, you know, I can somehow enter the halls, sort of. I breached the wards placed around it when my friend was taken in by the warden, and breached them yesterday again when an invitation spirited me in. Interesting. Never managed it. Is this what you wanted to talk to me about? She shakes her head. The abyss spoke to us all tonight in its usual puzzling manner. She rests her back against the wall, hiding her blood-stained hands. For centuries I've decrypted its messages, but yesterday night it mentioned a name I had long forgotten. The Prodigal One? I've heard of that name only once before. Her jaw clenches. On the day of my first death. The details are hazy, but the abyss praised my sacrifice and proclaimed Carolis to be free from invaders. It was the Prodigal One who brokered this peace. No mortal lives centuries. Are they another envoy? Possibly. One that's been skulking in the shadows for darkness knows how long. What did it tell you, and did you make sense of it? She smirks. Nothing different from the usual. Alpheon plays pretend instead of embracing his gifts. Without his help, the Prodigal One will be denied the blood-soaked glory of the darkest hour. So, Atri, what is this darkest hour? I can only guess. Your descent, perhaps. Moment in which you face the deepest darkness and become the embodiment of the abyss's will. Same abyss that wants to see the streets turn red. I know that face. You see how the temples glorify light, how it's worshipped, and you're filled with doubt. Think about this. When the sun is at its prime, it scorches everything without mercy. What do the people seek, if not the solace of the shadows? The night belongs to the passionate lovers, just as it belongs to the cunning murderer. She smiles. Her lips aren't cracked anymore, and you see healthy skin resurfacing underneath her scars. The night is not concerned with silly heavens and hells. Welcomes us all. She takes a step back into the shadows. Take care. You blink and she's gone. You decide to return to the refrain. I love that. We went outside, we're like, never mind, I'm going home. Fried chickpeas crunch in Silas's mouth when she approaches the gates of the refrain, and she isn't alone. Good morning. Her smile is warm and wonderful. Zara, why don't you tell the miss about the siren? Siren? She doesn't acknowledge your rendezvous in Silas's presence. It shall be your secret, then. Yeah, I didn't think she would. You remind her of Silas's strange nightmares. This creature, this siren, encroaches upon dreams to turn them into nightmares, and they spread like an infection. I spoke to one of the sailors afflicted. He told me the nightmares started after he came back from Lagustica. So, the siren's gotta be along that route, right? That's where the Dockmaster's map comes in. Also, since it's a sea monster, it lives where nobody can reach it, except for people like you, miss. Marané arches an eyebrow. I didn't want to volunteer you for it, but I think you're the only one who can do it. Sorry.
The route to Lagustica is outside the city. Without the hall's permission, I would not be able to use my magic there unpunished.
Why do you think I want to go to the Dockmaster? If he asks for help, and you saw the state of that Thean ship, this is dangerous for the whole city, then the halls are gonna say yes.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. I agree. Let's meet this Dockmaster first and see how willing he is to listen to us.